Hey guys, and welcome back for another video. Today I wanted to get very down to earth with you, okay? Because there's some statistics that I wanted to bring up. Apparently within the United States, there is approximately 12% of black people, maybe a little bit more. And an interesting fact about the poverty line is that almost 24%, so almost a quarter of the nation's poorest people are technically African American. So we're talking about a slither of the population makes up a fourth of the poverty line. That's a very serious issue for me, and I think it needs to be spoken about. Now, there's a lot of reasons why that black people are poor. It could be systematic racism, but I want to say the number one reason, and a lot of people may disagree with this, and I want you to leave your comments and tell me what you think. I want to say that it's mindset. And what I mean by mindset, I think people have a poor mindset. And what I mean by poor mindset, I mean the type of people that uplift and prioritize things that are not important. Things that are important are education, ownership, like property ownership, owning your own car, owning your own business. Those are things that I would say are very important. But I know a lot of black people that don't feel that way. I know a lot of black people that prioritize clothing, shoes, purses, hair, things that really don't matter, things that depreciate the moment you purchase them from the store. They will go to the store and they'll spend hundreds, thousands of dollars on an outfit to go to one event, but they're pulling up in a raggedy car, okay? Or they're not pulling up at all. Their main source of transportation is probably riding the bus. Let's just be honest. You got a lot of people who live like that. And not to mention the fact that they're willing to live in government-assisted housing, apartments, or just dilapidated homes. But they will have a pair of Balenciagas, Gucci glasses, Prada shoes, Louis Vuitton bags, and weave down to the floor. And an interesting fact is, weave can cost anywhere from like $100 to $600 for one hairstyle. Not to mention, that's just the hair itself. That's not even counting the fact that you have to actually pay someone to install it for the most part. You know, whether it be braids or be a quick weave or a regular weave or a wig of some sort. Like, these things can cost hundreds up to thousands of dollars depending on the length, the color, the texture of hair that you're willing to buy. And not to mention the fact that men do the same thing. Men tend to buy expensive shoes, trying to impress women with their cool Michael Jordans and things like that, but they don't own a home. They will spend hundreds of dollars on shoes for their children. And that's completely pointless if you ask me, because guess what? Kids outgrow shoes sometimes within months of you purchasing them. So spending a lot of money on your kids' clothing is a no-no. That's an absolute stupid thing to do. And I know some people will say, oh, well, I just don't want to be the kind of parent that spends, a lot of money on myself, but then I don't get my kids nice things. Listen, as long as your kids' clothes are clean, they fit properly, they're not full of holes and torn to shreds, come on, those are good clothes. And you can get good clothes from just about anywhere, okay? And it doesn't have to be hundreds, thousands of dollars being spent. And the reason I'm making this video is because I just want our people to look at themselves and the things and the decisions that they're making with their money and start making better choices. Now, I'm not perfect, but I can tell you one thing. Between me and my husband, we own 2 homes, 2 cars. We have 4 dogs. We have money in the bank. We can do what we want. We have financial freedom to a certain degree. Granted, we're not rich by any stretch of the imagination, but we're not broke, struggling, behind on anything, getting things repossessed. We're not at that point in our lives. And we also aren't the type of people that need Gucci, Prada, and, expensive things as far as clothing go. In fact, I tend not to buy that kind of stuff. Why? Because number one, I've been blessed. I have my own hair, so I don't have to go buy hair, thankfully. But even if I did, I wouldn't buy something that was super, super expensive, because guess what? At the end of the day, you're going to ball it up and put it in the garbage. So for you to spend so much on that, and you're living in places like these, like I said, government assisted housing or just dilapidated homes, places that no one would actually be proud of, but you're willing to spend more money on your shoes and your outfits, and you don't own anything. And the question is why? Why are we like this? Why are we stupid with our money? And I don't mean to be offensive, but this video is meant to be a wake-up call. It's not here to hurt your feelings. It's not here to brag or my own way. No, it doesn't even matter what I have. At the end of the day, I'm not gonna buy anything that I can't afford, and I'm not gonna put anything before my bills. My house note is getting paid, my bills are getting paid, so that everything is in working and running order for my daughter. That's what we do. We don't buy things that don't matter and will depreciate over time. And I understand that some people get their self-esteem from their clothes, but I want to challenge you. I want to challenge you to start working on yourself. And what I mean by that, work on your financial freedom, work on your credit, work on owning something so that you can leave something to your children. Don't spoil them with useless things like Michael Jordan's that they'll outgrow, and most of them go out and run around and play in the dirt and mess them up anyway. Spend your hard-earned money on things that will last you, something that you can leave, and actually something that actually gains over time, like property. You know, even a vehicle, spending a lot of money on a vehicle is not necessarily the best thing unless you have the money to do it. If you're a millionaire, this video is not for you. I'm talking to the black people that are technically living in the middle class or below the poverty line. Those are the black people that tend to be the biggest consumers of useless things. And again, I'm not trying to be offensive. I'm just trying to make these people realize that there's so much more to life than clothing, than purses, than impressing people at events. Because you know what? It sounds cliche, but you know what? The best things in life are free. The time that you have with your family members, your friends, spending time learning together, eating together, building things together, that's what matters. That's where you should be putting your time and energy and trying to impress the people that you actually love, the people who are going to be there for you when you need them. Not the people in the world who are just taking from you and wanting you to spend all your money in a way that is to impress them, but at the end of the day, it means nothing. Why do we waste so much time, money, and energy on people and things that don't matter? You need to own something in this life. You need to go to school and finish. And if you don't, you need to get yourself a business of some sort. Or at least if you're going to work for someone, take the money and do the right thing with it. Don't blow it. I just really wish you would hear me and not be offended by this video. And I wish you would like this and share this because it's so important. This message is so important. Fancy things are for rich people. Okay? If you are part of the 24% of the population that's living below the poverty line, saving up $800 so that you could buy a fancy pair of shoes for a one-day event is very stupid. Especially if you're still riding the bus or if you're living in project housing. Definitely tell me what you guys think. Leave a comment, like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.